Hi guys, and welcome to the book Refuge, and welcome to my TBR for the Light vs. Dark Romance Readathon. So first thing I want to say, if you don't know what I'm talking about, please check out this video up here or down in the description, which is my announcement video for this. This is a readathon that we will be doing the first weekend in May, so starting on Friday this week, where we read light and dark romances, and they're worth points based on the prompts that we have, and we're gonna see which side prevails at the end of the weekend, culminating with on Monday, May the 4th, we are going to have a live show here on my channel at 7 p.m. Eastern, so make sure you mark your calendars for that because it's going to be really fun. And all of my co-hosts are listed down below. Check out their announcement videos, and it's going to be amazing. Also, I wanted to say that if you check out my recommendations videos over the last 2 weeks, I have dark romance recommendations, rom-com romance recommendations, just basically a ton of romances that you can choose from if you don't want to, read what I'm reading. And I'm only showing you my TBR. I'm not going to go through every prompt because this is going to be more about like what I'm planning to read. So this was actually harder than I thought because I picked the dark side, but I have kind of been on a light side binge lately. Like I've been reading mostly lighter books. And so I had to go through my Goodreads and see which books I had on list to try to hit these prompts. And I still currently am only hitting 5 of the 6 prompts, but I'll probably find another one. Otherwise, I'll just make up for it by reading more books, because if I read one book from the light side, it's worth an extra point for me, and I will definitely be reading some of those ones as well. So let's go through it. So the prompts that I'm going to be hitting with my books is for a taboo romance and a motorcycle romance. Those are 2 of the prompts. I'm reading Lessons in Corruption by Gianna Darling. This is the first book in this series, and I actually read the second one last month, which was an age gap as well. So that's the taboo I'm picking, is I'm picking age gap because you know me. And this one, I have not read an older female for an age gap before, because normally I'm all about the older males. That's what I'm here for. So I'm excited about this one, although I'm nervous. But I've already met this couple in the other book, so I know that I like them and it'll be fun. But it is a woman who is a teacher of an 18-year-old. And I'm not a huge fan of that when they're in school still and it's their teacher. Like in high school, I'm usually more okay with college. I'm usually more okay with that. But I can be okay with anything. So I'm sure I'll be fine. Then the book that I'm reading for black or red on the cover, I'm reading Darker Than Love by Anna Zares. So Anna Zares, I have an interesting relationship with. She wrote this series called Twist Me. It was a Twist Me trilogy, and it was dark as hell, man. That was a kidnapper romance. One of the only ones I've ever read where it wasn't like a game between the couple. It was legit. This guy sees this girl, wants her, kidnaps her, takes her to a private island, and doesn't let her go. And he's literally a weapons provider. Like, he is an arms dealer, and so nobody can do anything about it. And it was intense. However, so I can't recommend those. I read all 3 of them because I messed up and I wanted to see where this was going. So I'm not recommending them to you, but if what I said intrigues you a little bit because you're a little twisted just like me, you definitely could pick those ones for this readathon if you wanted to, and tell me what you think about them. But this one, I don't even know what this one's about. I know that it's not like that one, but I don't know what it is about, but I know it has black and red on the cover. So we're going with that one. Then for the prompt Bad Boy Romance, I'm reading Black Hearts by Karina Hale, however you say that. I don't fully know what this one is about either, but I love Karina Hale. I've read a lot of her books, and this one seems to be maybe a little bit darker than other ones. I normally read for a giggle because she writes these hilarious rom-coms. There is a series called The Norwegian Royals, which is really funny, and then also her like Good Girl, Good Time, and then there is like, she has an age gap series too that are all hilarious. But this one seems to be a little bit darker, so I want to give that one a go. For the prompt BDSM, I'm going to read Take Me, Break Me by Carrie Silverwood. So I read one of Carrie Silverwood's books at the very beginning of the year. That was it was a historical romance set in Egypt at the turn of the 18th into the 19th century, and it was BDSM set in that time, and I thought it was fascinating because it was not even something that was, you know, because honestly I don't even feel like BDSM is as completely taboo the way it's done in books now, but number one, this book was written like 6 or 7 years ago, and then like the timing that the book was set in, like this guy was really into this kink, but how to explain it to people is something he didn't know how to do. So he was having to go see prostitutes to be able to fulfill this part of his life. And that's not what he was looking for. Like, he was looking for someone he could be like committed with who liked what he liked, which that's what we all want. And so that's a really fascinating one, especially if you would like to try a BDSM that isn't super intense, because that was actually a really good like intro to BDSM, because he's having to explain everything to this girl and with full consent of her try to, you know, explain what this is to her. And I really, really enjoyed it. There's also a pretty good mystery happening in that one. But so I'm going to read Take Me, Break Me by her because I really liked that actress. And then the only other one that I picked for the dark side is called Getting Dirty by Mia Storm. This one doesn't particularly fit one of the prompts, but it looked really sexy and I wanted to give this author a try. All the other ones are by authors that I've already read, just because since I don't normally think ahead my dark romances so much as I have to for this, so it's kind of interesting. Then for the light side, I will probably dip my toe in it just a little bit to get some extra points. I just listed the authors that I'm going to maybe read. So I'm in the middle of a series by Celeste Bradley. This is historical romance. Lorraine Heath and Lisa Kleypas. Those are all 3 authors that I'm in the middle of series. They're back there on my historical romance shelf. I love this location because it showcases that shelf behind me, because I just love my historical romance books. They're so colorful and they're not trying to be anything other than what they are, and I just love it. So I'll probably read 1 or 2 of those if my brain is getting a little bit too demented by the dark side. So there we go. That is what my TBR will be. I have for sure 6 books on it, and then, you know, whatever else I pick up. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the sign-up form will be down below. You just put your name in and which side you'd like to fight for. And then you can look over the prompts that are in that as well if you'd like to be on the light side or the dark side. Currently, the dark side is ahead by quite a bit. So if you're someone who likes lighter romances and, you know, enjoys historical romance or contemporary light romance, maybe you should sign up and help the forces of good. Just saying, they need it. They need it. So thank you so much for watching. I put up new videos 3 to 4 times a week, and you can watch some more of those right now.